What's up guys, ShinyHunterDestroyer here and welcome back to a brand new Pokemon Journeys anime discussion video. Today I'll be talking about episode 45, which is titled Sword and Shield 4, the Ultimate Sword and Shield. It's time to put an end to the darkest day, or the Sword and Shield arc. It's time to finally put this to rest, so let's talk about the episode before This episode once again picked up right where we left off last episode. Ash and Go in battles with Chairman Rose and Oleana respectively. Leon is also up at the rooftop getting ready to battle Eternatus. All around Galar now are Pokemon Dynamaxing, as we basically already know, but I just want to remind you guys one more time. Meowth Gigantamax last episode because the Galar particles being spread all around the Galar region. Jesse and James were able to snap Meowth out of the Gigantamax trance or whatever and actually got him to listen. Meowth climbs up to try to fight Eternatus. Up at the top, like I said, Leon is about to take on Eternatus. Before he's able to Gigantamax though, Meowth arrives at the top and tries to let out an attack of his own. However, nothing really happens as Meowth gets out of his Gigantamax form. This is due to Eternatus draining all of the Galar particles in the area, not allowing both Charizard and Meowth to use Gigantamax. Team Rocket shortly blasts off afterwards, leaving Leon and Charizard to fend off Eternatus. For the time being, Ash and Go still have their respective battles. Ash's battle is tough. In his double battle with Chairman Rose, Riolu and Pikachu can't really get a good hit off as they dodge away from Rose's Copperajah. Riolu and Pikachu's moves weren't really packing a punch because Rose's Ferrothorn had complete defense covered as Copperajah put its mind to offense. Ash decided that it would be a good idea to keep the Pokemon off balance and mess with their formation, so Pikachu used Quick Attack and Riolu used Double Team to basically run circles around them. Go, on the other hand, is fighting with Raboot and the two of them are up against Oleana and her Milotic. It was a rough start for Go as well, who struggled to figure out what to do when Raboot took hit after hit by Milotic. After a barrage of embers from Raboot later, Go was about to give up with Ember. Raboot kicks a rock, showing Go that Raboot disagreed. Raboot wanted to win this battle with the move that Go and him created. Ember was that special move to them that held so much value. Seeing this, Go decides to figure out a way to win this battle with his partner Pokemon and their signature move. This happened during Leon's struggle against Eternatus. After failing his Gigantamax, he keeps Eternatus at bay, but not for too long, as Eternatus shoots a beam of light into the ground. This affected Ash's battle as Pikachu is hit and Ash is blasted into the wall. Rose takes this as opportunity to finish Ash off, so he orders his Pokemon to attack Ash. Riolu, still being available, jumps in the way to protect Ash and Pikachu from being attacked. It looked like Riolu was going to be crushed by Copperajah and Ferrothorn, but soon a light shines encompassing Riolu. Okay, but the biggest flex isn't Riolu being able to take on these two Pokemon at once. The biggest flex is Go literally sitting there thinking of a strategy for Raboot to win. He literally just, it was like, what could I do? Go figure something out while looking at where he was battling. He orders Raboot to shoot embers from angles instead of straight on. That plan seemed to work as Milotic was not able to defend against this barrage of embers. It is here where a similar light that surrounded Riolu surrounds Raboot. Riolu evolves into Lucario to defend Ash and Pikachu from the wrath of Copperajah and Ferrothorn, swiftly defeating both of them, which means that Ash is given a victory against Chairman Rose. After their victory and short celebration of Riolu evolving, Ash runs out to catch up to Leon. In the other battle, Raboot evolves into Cinderace and swiftly defeats Milotic and Oleana with a Pyro Ball, which, might I add, I was squealing when I saw this. Cinderace and Go give each other the sweetest and the most adorable hug after the battle, once again, squealing, and then run out to catch up to Ash and to help out with Eternatus. Maybe bring the Sword and Shield artifacts to use, you never know. Leon first sees Ash and his newly evolved Lucario and congratulates the two of them. Shortly after, Go joins the party and reacts to Lucario, and Ash reacts to Cinderace, and it's basically a whole part for celebrating the evolution of our two special Pokemon in the series. That's not too important though, because we still have a big purple thing over there to fight against, and it's nearing do or die. Leon weakens Eternatus more with Charizard and attempts to capture it in an Ultra Ball. The Ultra Ball doesn't work as Eternatus breaks free and reveals its final form, its Eternamax form. Leon and Charizard were weakened too much to go on. Leon returns Charizard and tells Go and Ash to run away from the area. Obviously, Ash and Go, being main characters, would not do this. They step up to the plate and try to continue the battle themselves. Pikachu, Lucario, and Cinderace let out a Thunderbolt, Aurasphere, and Pyro Ball respectively, but guess what? This does almost nothing to even stagger Eternatus, as all of them get blasted away from another attack. The sword and shield that Go brought from the Slumbering Well started to glow, and after a while, Ash and Go realized that they would have to use this to become a part of the legend. Use the sword and the shield to summon what saved the people in the legend of the Darkest Day. Go holds the shield in the air and Ash points the sword to the sky, and soon the legendary dogs Zacian and Zamazenta make their appearance to protect both Ash and Go from Eternatus' power. With the two dogs reuniting with the sword and the shield from the legend, they both transform into their crowned forms, Zacian being in its crowned sword form and Zamazenta its crowned shield form. Zacian and Zamazenta lead the attack against Eternatus with Cinderace, Lucario, and Pikachu right behind them. After a barrage of attacks, Zacian and Zamazenta are able to knock Eternatus onto the rooftop. Go pulls out a Pokeball which supersizes so they can catch Eternatus. With the help of Ash, Go throws the Pokeball at Eternatus. With 3 quick shakes, Eternatus is caught on the spot. As the celebrations are being done, Zacian and Zamazenta jump into the sky back at the Slumbering Well where they belong. Then follow all the rampaging Dynamax Pokemon going back to their regular form, undynamaxing. The Rusted Sword and Shield also go back to Ash and Go, the ones who summoned the legendary dogs from the beginning. Sonia and Leon thank Ash and Go for taking care of Eternatus, but for obvious reasons they credit Zacian and Zamazenta with the victory instead. After all is said and done, we head back to Professor Magnolia's, where Sonia becomes a Pokemon professor. It is also revealed where Eternatus will be stored in a safe, hopefully away from everyone, deep into Earth. Since there is a possibility for it to reawaken one day, lots of research is going to have to be done in order to prepare better for when Eternatus does reawaken. It is stated here as well that Chairman Rose is being searched for, but at this time, they haven't found him as he's missing. Go and Ash return to the Slumbering Well to return the Rusted Sword and the Rusted Shield to its shrine, where it all began. With this, the Galar legend that we have been watching for 4 episodes comes to a close. Evident from my squealing like a little girl, it seems to me that I really loved this episode. Honestly, I wish I did a live reaction to this episode because some of those reactions would have been nice to just archive so I can look back at it in the future, but enough about myself. It's time to do like my analysis, discussion, review sort of thing that I still am surprised about that people enjoy, but it's whatever because I enjoy doing this sort of stuff, so yeah. First off, the battle with Chairman Rose was, in my opinion, a good battle. Honestly, the battles combined made for the whole versus Rose and versus Oleana segment such a really good and fast-paced part of the episode, but I'm going to talk about that later because I want to talk about the individual battles first. I'm happy that Ash struggles against Chairman Rose at the start, but was able to adapt because, well, it's freaking Ash Ketchum. What do you think he does? I think this whole battle painted Chairman Rose in a way where, you know, it seems like Chairman Rose, it's not Chairman Rose is just a super bad guy that just wants bad to happen, you know? He genuinely thinks that Eternatus will prolong the future of Galar, which is kind of how a lot of bad guys are, but Chairman Rose gives me just a different vibe. He gives me the vibe of like someone who doesn't want anything bad to happen to you, but you just disagree with everything they say and do and like everything. He doesn't give off those super bad vibes. I think that part of him, the nice and understanding part of him, is most evident at the end of the battle where he runs to his Pokemon to check if they were okay. It was subtle, but adding this up with taking care of Leon and in theory wanting the best for Galar, he isn't a bad guy with bad intent on the surface. That wasn't the only good thing about this battle. It also highlighted more of Ash's unique battling style and technique. He literally strategically dodges all of attacks that Rose's Pokemon threw at him, and in the end made them hit each other. Like that takes some math, geometry, algebra, something in order to do that. You gotta take the derivative of this attack and find the slope of this one, and you know, you get my point. Honestly, not what I was expecting, and I should have been expecting it because I've watched Ash battle for how long now? Like, a long time, I know that, but, you know, whatever. Before I get to the big part about that battle, though, you know, the little evolving part, let's talk about Go's battle with Oleana next. Though this didn't paint a picture for Oleana as big as I think Rose's portrait right now, I think it did a good job in showcasing that Oleana trusts Rose and she wants Rose to succeed in the end. Though it's nothing that was really not known, it was nice to just have it be like, there again. Good contrast to the battle and development with Rose. On the other side of the battle, Go and Raboot. Go and Raboot. Whew. Go and Raboot. I love them. From the frustration from being hit repeatedly by water pulse to almost giving up with Ember, and then to the motivation that Raboot helped give Go. Again, it was beautiful. It was... I told you I was squealing, okay? 200% sure that this is the highlight in this battle for me. The flashback was laid out perfectly, and though it was a little close to recent, it was nice seeing that they continually keep Go on that same line, that same development. They continue all of that. He wanted to win here with Ember. Well, he got to do it again. Because of how much development that move has gotten over the Raboot and Go development, it's come to the point where seeing that move in that scenario will just give you excitement. It's crazy to say that a move has gotten more development than like more than half of Ash's team, but whatever, I guess. That brings me to the final part of these battles, the evolution of both Ash's Riolu and Go's Raboot. Though it happened in different ways, I think it completely represents how both of these Pokemon developed in the last many episodes. Let me explain. Riolu's evolution happened right at the edge of basically what is life and death, or fainting. I don't know, we've seen death in the Pokemon anime before, so you never know really. Anyway, he was on that fine line between winning and losing the battle, that line between being able to protect his trainer and not. To me, this summarizes a lot of what Riolu has been about. In his battle with Bee and Graplocked, Riolu alongside Ash struggled a lot. Ash started his downward spiral with Riolu, which also brings Riolu along for the ride. To me, being on that edge when he evolved represented how Ash and Riolu grew together, that struggle with Bee and Graplocked and that struggle to get stronger. To me, that's what it represented. On the other hand, Raboot's evolution was almost the complete opposite. Though he still had that struggle aspect on this, the reason for evolution was just conquering that struggle. As soon as Go and Raboot were able to conquer the wall of Milotic and Oleana, Raboot evolved. Raboot's development like this started right at the beginning, overcoming Go's strict goal. Though it didn't seem like a big leap at first, it was still something to conquer. After that, it was the whole learning a move thing. Their relationship has been all about jumping walls and being together. In the end, they beat Oleana once again, together. That's why I feel like this was fitting as well. Though I think that Raboot's evolution was less flashy, I felt it all made sense in the end. Flashiness isn't everything to me. What makes things memorable to me is the purpose behind it all. And then we have the final half with Leon, Ash, Go, and Eternatus. First off, I just want to say that the Eternatus battle in particular felt satisfying. It's hard for me to say a lot about this, to be honest. The way the legendary dogs appeared were expected, at least from what I remember when playing the Galar games. I think that they did it well at this moment. It went really quick, yes, and I think it would have benefited if it had more time to flesh out the Eternatus battle, but I think that the way they did it wasn't something that bothered me too much. Hopefully I'll talk about more Leon in a later video, so I won't say much now. But I really like how he looked out for Ash and Go in the end, basically telling them to, you know, get the heck away from here. Besides that, I don't really know what else to talk about here. The battle was alright, but that wasn't the main thing for sure in my opinion. The main thing was the plot that was behind this whole battle, like the dogs and all that. Still, the animation was nice, and I think that whole part of the episode really showed how intense this battle really was. One thing I don't like though, and I know I just praised the evolutions, but I don't like the prolonged celebration for Cinderace and Lucario once Go and Ash reach the rooftop. I get it, time to celebrate, but there is also Eternatus looking at you funny, probably waiting to kill you or something. To be fair, Leon did look like it was under control, and well, it's Leon, you don't lose, but I feel like it kind of took away the flow from the episode for a short bit because, you know, I kind of had a feel of what was going to happen. Besides that though, nothing too much to complain about. I really enjoyed seeing everything conclude nicely. The dogs jumping away, Sonia becoming a Pokemon professor, leaving a little bit of an open ending with Chairman Rose missing, and to wrap things up, the rusted sword and the rusted shield being returned to their proper place. A beautiful end to the arc. In conclusion, this episode made Lucario and Raboot's evolution a thing of beauty with all the development behind it. Though I might be overanalyzing it, I think the way they evolved fit in well with their whole development. Not only that, but, you know, the main course of this series, or the episode at least. It was nice to see Chairman Rose not only develop, but it was nice for the anime to give a little bit of a hint to something more with Rose missing. The Eternatus battle in its entirety concluded what was a great arc to watch. I'm happy to have experienced this, especially because, you know, we got Cinderace now. I'm gonna miss Raboot so much though. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy, please consider hitting the like button because that is super highly appreciated. If you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more of my videos. Are you happy with how this arc ended? Let me know in the comments section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Have a nice day, guys. Peace out. I'm really gonna miss Raboot.